Screen. Write down empirical formula. Empirical formula. The simplest ratio of the elements which are present in any molecule. The simplest ratio of elements which are present in any molecule. Simplest ratio means, for example, if we talk about benzene, then benzene is what? C6H6. So its simplest ratio will be CH. If we talk about ethene, T2H4, its simplest ratio will be CH2. So basically we have to divide by a common number. We have to divide by a common number. If we have CH3COOH, then simplest ratio will be, this is C2H4O2. Its simplest ratio will be CH2O. If we take glucose, C6H12O6, 6 से divide करेंगे, its simplest ratio will be CH2O. This is empirical formula. Understood? All of you understood? Very simple. Now, how to go from molecular formula to empirical formula? We can say molecular formula is equals to empirical formula into some n, that is integer. Molecular formula is equals to empirical formula into n, that is the integer. जिस नंबर से हमने डिवाइड किया था, we will multiply it again with that number. Komal Joshi. Empirical formula is the simplest ratio of the elements in any molecule. For example, in benzene, we have 6 carbon and 6 hydrogen. So the ratio is 6 carbon, 6 hydrogen. Ratio of carbon and hydrogen are same. So we can say 1 carbon and 1 hydrogen. Here C2H4, hydrogens are double than that of carbon. So we can say CH2. When carbon will be 1, hydrogen will be 2. C2H4O2. So carbon and oxygen are 2, but hydrogen is double. So CH2O. Basically, we have to divide by that number which can be divisible by all the atoms. यहाँ पर हमने 6 से divide किया. Here we are dividing by 2. Here we are dividing by 2. Here we are dividing by 6. ठीक है? Simplest common number हमें ले लेना है. Or smallest common number we have to take. Understood? Now how to calculate it? For example, a compound hydrocarbon contains 75% of carbon and 25% of hydrogen. Its empirical formula will be empirical formula will be empirical formula will be. So how do we solve it? We will write carbon, we will write hydrogen, we will write their percentages, we will write their atomic masses. Now we will consider this as given mass. So we will calculate mole. Given mass upon molar mass. Given mass upon molar mass. You will get mole. Now we will, once you get mole, we will see which one is smaller. Which one is smaller? We will divide both of them by the smaller one. We will divide both of them by the smaller one. Smaller से दोनों को divide कर देंगे. We will divide both of them by the smaller one. So this one is smaller. We will divide both of them by the smaller one. Smallest ratio. This one is smaller. If we divide this by this, we will get 1. And here it will be 25 by 1 into 12 by 20, sorry, 75. So that will become 4. So CH4. This we will get as the empirical formula. Understood? Understood? First write down the elements, then their percentages, then their masses, then find out their moles, then divided by the smaller one. Divide both by the smaller one. Divide both by the smaller one. That will give you empirical formula. Understood? Okay. Let's take one more. Calculate the empirical formula for the hydrocarbon in which carbon is 80% and hydrogen is 20%. Try this one. Done. CH3, carbon, hydrogen, 80%, 20%, 12, 1. 80 by 12, this is 1. This will be smaller, it will become 1. Sorry, this will be 20. Now divide 20 by 12 by 80. It will come out to be 3. So CH3 will be the empirical formula. Understood? Very good. और देखते हैं. Carbon is 48%, hydrogen is 10%, and nitrogen is 42%. Calculate empirical formula. A hydrocarbon contains 80%, 80% contains percentage of A and B as 50%. Right? The empirical formula if all of you done? C3 CH3N. So carbon is 48%, hydrogen is 10%, nitrogen is 42%. 12, 1, and 14. This will be 3, 42 by 14. 10, and this will be 4, right? Now divide everything by 3. So it will be 4 by 3, it will be 10 by 3, and this will be 3. Right? So C is 4 by 3, H is 10 by 3, and N is 1. Multiply everything by 3, it will become C4, H10, and 3. Right? I think there's some mistake. This is 4, this is 10, this is 3. So this will become 1. This will become 3. So this will be 3.33. This will be 1.33. So nearly C is 1.33, H is 3.33, and nitrogen is 1. So how you got CH3N? How you got CH3N? It is not exactly 3 times. This is C4 by 3. This is H10 by 3. And nitrogen is 1. So it will be C4, H10, and N only. And 3. This should be the answer. You rounded up. But if this is given as the answer, you have to give this only. Okay? Because it should be 4 for that. 13 threes are 13 threes are kitna hota? 39. It should be near to 4. It is not 4. So this will be the perfect answer. Understood? Siddhi, Pratyusha, Pooja, take this as the answer instead of that. आप इसको राउंड ऑफ करके 4 तो नहीं बना सकते ना. अगर ये 4 होता then your answer would have been correct. Understood? Next question. A hydrocarbon contains percentage of A and B as 50-50%. A is 50%, B is 50%, A is 20, B is 40. It will be 50 by 20, 50 by 40. This one is smaller, so it will become 1, and this will become 50 by 20 divided by 40 by 50. 2. A to B. This is correct. Pratyusha, that one, the next one is correct. Very good. ठीक है, एक और देखते हैं. An organic compound contains carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen as 40%, 13.33%, and 46.67%. Empirical formula will be इसे भी ट्राई करो. So you will get the DPP for this chapter. You can try more questions. Okay. Now we can have the maximum questions from the conservation terms only. Other topics are not that much important. पहले चैप्टर से ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस आते थे, अब नहीं आते. But we have given enough time to it. Done. You will get the DTT for this question. This one. Try questions from that. Carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, 40%, 13.33%, 46.67%, 12, 1, and 14. This will be 40 by 12. This will be 13.3 divided by 1. This will be 46.67 divided by 14. This will be smallest. Take this as 1. And this will be 40 by 12 into 14 by 46.67. This will be 13.33 into 14 by 46.67. When you solve this, you will get the ratio as 1:4:1. That will be CH4N. Very good. Done, all of you. This was the easy part of this chapter. If in such questions Molecular formula is asked. Molecular formula is asked instead of empirical formula, then molecular mass will be given in the question. Will be given in the question. If in such questions molecular formula is asked instead of empirical formula, then molecular mass will be given in the question. How to calculate molecular formula? Molecular formula is empirical formula into N. How to calculate N? N will be molecular mass divided by empirical mass. Okay, so first calculate empirical formula, make empirical mass. This is given in the question. Calculate N, put this value of N here, and you will get molecular formula. Understood? एक क्वेश्चन ट्राई करते हैं. A hydrocarbon contains 85.7% of carbon. Find the molecular formula of its of this. If vapor density is 42, if vapor density is 42, try this. If vapor density is 42, then now carbon is 85.7%, hydrogen will be 14.3%, 12, 1, 85.7 divided by 12, 14.3 divided by 1. This will be smaller. So we'll calculate the ratio. 85.7 divided by 12 into 1 by 14.3. The upper one is smaller, right? This one is smaller. This will become 1. Mm, 12 by 85.7. Right? 14 6. This will be nearly 6. So it will be CH2. CH2. CH2 means empirical mass. Empirical mass is 14. Molecular mass is vapor density into 2. That will be 42 into 2 is 84. So this is your molecular mass. This is your empirical mass. Calculate the value of N. N will be 84 divided by 4. This will be 6. So molecular formula will be empirical formula into 6. That will be CH2 into 6. That will be C6H12. Very good, Siddhi. Pratyusha, vapor density into 2 is molecular mass. Pratyusha, vapor density into 2 is molecular mass. Vapor density is not molecular mass. Okay. For any gas, vapor density into 2 is molecular mass. Understood? Understood, all of you? Any problem to anyone in this? Once you know the empirical mass divided from the molecular mass, you will get value of N, multiply that N with the empirical formula, that will give you a molecular formula. All of you can see this question. All of you can see this question. So everything is same. Water is also given in this. Water is also given in this. So they have tried the same thing. They are calculating the number and they are giving the answer now. Just read this question. No need to solve it. Just read this. because such bigger calculation won't be asked in the main exam. Just read it. Even if water comes, then also you will be able to solve it. Understood? Understood? Okay, then. Leave it. So this all we have for the first chapter, and we will be discussing your DPP after 3 or 4 class. You just solve all those DPP, all those questions of DPP. We'll discuss them after 3 or 4 class. Understood? Have you got any DPP till now? Have you got any question paper till now? You have got it? Yes, it was more salt. Deepika, done. That was more salt only. Deepika, is it visible? Komal, Deepika, done. It's not clear. Pick is not clear. Okay, just wait for 2 minutes. I'll just come. Some network issue. All of you have done this much? Okay, Komal Joshi will do that question also. Write down. If the percentage of water of crystallization in MgSO4 dot XH2O is 13%, then of X will be, if the percentage of water of crystallization in MgSO4 dot XH2O is 13%, then value of X will be. How will you solve this? How to calculate percentage? Percentage of water will be mass of water divided by mass of compound into 100, right? Mass of water divided by mass of compound into 100. How much water do we have? X times water. So it will be 18x divided by, what is the mass of MgSO4? Mg is 24, SO4 is 96. So 120 plus 18x into 100 is equals to 13. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? So 13 by 100 is equals to 18x divided by 120 plus 18x. If we reciprocate it, it will be 100 by 13 equals to 120 plus 18x divided by 18x. It will become 100 by 13 equals to 120 by 18x plus 1. So it will be 100 by 13 minus 1 equals to 120 by 18x. So it will be 87 by 13 is equals to 120 by 18x. We can solve this. 1560 is equals to 87 into 18 is equals to x. This will give you the answer. Solve this fast. It will be 1. Yes, 1 will be the answer. Understood? All of you got this as 1. Okay. So based on this, we have a question of the heating of salt. The crystalline salt Na2SO4 dot XH2O on heating loses 56% of its weight. 56% of its weight and become anhydrous salt. Calculate the value for X. Calculate the value for X. 5, 10, 7, 1. Done. On heating, salt becomes anhydrous. On heating, salt becomes anhydrous, means 56% weight of salt is because of water. So percentage of water in salt is 56. The rest we have done in the previous question. 56 is equals to 18x divided by 142 plus 18x into 100. So 56 by 100 is equals to 18x divided by 142 plus 18x. Again, 100 by 56 is equals to 142 upon 18x plus 1. So it will be 44 by 56 is equals to 142 by 18x. 44 into 18 divided by 142 into 56 is equals to x. So 18 3s are 54 and this will be 3.3. So nearly it will come out to be 10. X will be equal to 10. Done. Very good, Pratyusha. Okay, Komal. Now we start atomic structure. So that new students can also participate, those who were not there in the starting of this chapter. Atomic structure. I'll take new page. Okay. Atomic structure. In atomic structure, we have only few topics like photoelectric effect, Bohr model, duality principle, मतलब de Broglie, Heisenberg, and quantum number. In which quantum number have utmost importance. and Bohr model, which have been included this year only again in the course. These two will be the most important topic of this chapter. Okay, so we will start from the quantum number as it has maximum importance, and you can practice it more if we start it from here. So we'll start from the quantum number. Understood? Copied this much? Copied this much? What do you mean by quantum numbers? What do we mean by quantum numbers? Am I audible to all? Those numbers which gives the address of an electron inside an atom are called quantum numbers. Those numbers which gives the address of an electron inside an atom are called quantum number. Copy it fast. There are four different quantum numbers. There are four different quantum numbers. Principal quantum number, principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number, and spin quantum number. Copy it fast. Done. Done. Item principal quantum number. It is denoted by small n. It is denoted by small n. It is denoted by small n. It tells about size and shape, size and energy of shells and subshells. It tells about it tells about the number of shells, subshells, orbitals, electrons present in the shell, present in the atom, you can say. ये सब इंफॉर्मेशन हमें प्रिंसिपल काउंटर नंबर से मिलती है. एनी डाउट क्लियर? So basically, in an atom, electron is present in some shell. In that shell, it is present in some subshell. In that subshell, it is present in some orbital. And we are looking for that orbital because electron is present inside that only. Understood? In an atom, electron is present in some shell. In that shell, it is enclosed in a subshell. In that subshell, there are different orbitals and electrons are present in those orbitals. So we have to specify in which orbital the electron is present. Understood? Understood? पहले शेल देखेंगे, फिर सबशेल देखेंगे, फिर ऑर्बिटल देखेंगे, and then we'll come to know about the electron where it is present. It can tell you about the shell, it can tell you about the subshell, it can tell you about the orbital, it can tell you about the electrons present in an atom. सब बता सकता है कौन? Principal quantum number. Its value will not be equal to 0. Its value will not be equal to 0. N cannot be equal to 0. N cannot be fractional. N cannot be negative. N cannot be 0. N cannot be fractional. N cannot be negative. Stop it fast. Done, all of you? Number of subshells present in a shell will be equal to n value. How many subcells will be present in a cell? That will depend upon the n value of subshell. Sorry, n value of shell. How many subcells will be present in a shell will depend upon the n value of shell. For example, for example, when n is equal to 1, then we have K shell. That is the first shell. When n equal to 1, there can only be one subshell. Because number of subshell in a shell will be equal to n value. For n equal to 2, there will be L shell. उसका नाम होगा L shell. And in L shell, there will be two subshells. For n equal to 3, the name is M shell. There will be three subshells. For n equal to 4, will be N shell. There will be four subshells in N shell. Similarly, for n equal to 5, there will be O shell. In O shell, there will be five subshells. Understood? First shell is K shell, second shell is L shell, third shell is M shell, fourth shell is N shell, fifth shell is O shell. Name of the shell can tell you how many subshells will be there. First shell has only one subshell. Second shell has two subshells. Third shell has three subshells. Fourth shell has four subshells. Fifth shell has five subshells, and so on. And so on. Understood? Understood? Number of orbitals in a shell will be equal to n square. Number of orbitals in a shell will be equals to n square. For example, for K shell, n is equals to 1, subshell will be 1, but orbital will also be 1 because it is n square. For L shell, n will be 2. There will be two subshells and there will be four orbitals. M shell, n will be 3. Subshell will be 3. Orbitals will be 9. N shell, n will be 4. Subshell will be 4. And this will be 16. O shell, name, that is n will be 5 subshells, orbitals will be 25. Any doubt? How many total shells are possible? There can be infinite number of shells around the nucleus of an atom. There can be infinite number of shells around the nucleus of an atom, but not all of them are filled. Okay, Komal, हमें केवल 5 शेल तक पढ़ना है, but there can be infinite number of shells around the nucleus of an atom. All of you understood? Number of electrons present in a shell is 2n square. Number of electrons present in a shell is 2n square. That means for K, L, M, N, O. How many electrons will be present? How many electrons will be present? Two n square. How many electrons will be present? N equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3, n equal to 4, n equal to 5. This will have 2. This will have 8. This will have 18. This will have 32. It must be having 50. Okay. Done. So this much we are doing today. Rest will do tomorrow in the next class. You will get the DPP. Please try to solve that. I will keep an extra class for the discussion of that. So please solve it before only. I'll keep a discussion class for that. Okay, please solve it before only. That is it for today. Thank you.